at each other's throats, you know? And now that Hammond's dead, but Manticle's alive?
And there's no way there's just some random Manticore out here just out of nowhere, you know? You don't just do that, especially at Jurassic World time, like InGen and what's the other one called again? I keep forgetting.
It's good. Masrani Global?
No, the bad guys, but not Manticore.
Let's go, Biosin.
Yeah, Biosin and InGen have been around since, like, the early Jurassic films as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Even, like, before JP, like, if you read the books, they've been fighting for years and stuff like that.
And throughout all these films and books and shows, Manticore just suddenly comes up now. Like, maybe she told them she was working for a place called Manticore just in case they told people. So if Roxy and Dave tell, like, Claire or someone that, hey, there's a girl here from Manticore stealing our stuff, they'll be like, who's Manticore? We don't care. She's fine. Just make sure she doesn't do anything. But then if they say, oh, no, she's actually from you know what, they'll be like, oh, shit, get her out of here. We got to do something now.
Yes, because Sammy was stealing samples, which remind me of Nedry from Jurassic Park, because he was working for Dodgson from Biosin to get these samples, and here she is again. So she could be working for Manticore, and that's tied to Biosin again. So
and did Billy from Jurassic Park 3 really want to sell them, or was he going to take it somewhere else?
Well, I think he was going to sell them, but I think he was
raptor eggs, but it was probably going to it was probably going to go to Biosin anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
honestly, though, I do think Manticore is real. I do think it is just, owned by Biosin secretly.
Yeah,
that would be.
I agree.
Yeah.
Technically, one thing good to remember about InGen is technically InGen is owned by Masrani Global. So companies buying other companies and absorbing them into their own while still keeping their brands is, common enough.
It's something we see in our world with, like, Disney buying 20th Century Fox and stuff like that.
Yes, that's true.
Jim Henson's company.
Yeah.
Disney owns everything, including ourselves.
The day Disney owns Jurassic World is going to be a sad day.
I kind of love Disney, but still
Guys, I just don't want them to buy off Universal. I'll be so sad.
I would be depressed.
Let's go Rexy and Blue with mouse ears.
No, thank you.
That would be both sad and kind of hilarious.
So does anyone have any more? Because I think that's me done. Like, some of the stuff I wanted to talk about, you guys already brought up.
Oh, sorry, man.
That's all good. It's all good. But I'm happy to continue to talk and add my own input to your questions and theories. So, who's next?
Well, where do you guys think the camp is? Because I know it's by the Velociraptor cage, as we see in episode 1. But I can never find, like, a proper map that, like, really makes sense of where it is. So where do you guys think it is?
Well, I think all maps in Jurassic Park and Jurassic World are notoriously inaccurate.
Yeah.
Yes. I was looking at a couple and I was like,
I'm searching it up right now, like, map.
But as a general rule, I do think Camp Cretaceous, the actual campsite, is in the northern part of the island, because the northern part is where they keep. First of all, it's where they keep the raptor arena. It's where they kept the Indominus Rex paddock, and the northern part is mostly unused because it's where they basically, test with new dinosaurs and, plan on advancing into the future.
And they were testing the camp as well, because they said, like, we're meant to have 500 people here, but we, only have you guys so far.
They couldn't even handle freaking 6 kids.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it always starts. Ooh, and then there's running.
And there's screaming.
Yes.
What do you think of my
Malcolm for the win.
Rawr. 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 You're just going to have to excuse him.
What was, like, your guys' favorite character in Jurassic Park or Camp Cretaceous? Like,
Zilla, you first.
For Jurassic Park, it was Ian Malcolm.
Yep.
For Camp Cretaceous, that's tricky, but Dave gets the win.
I think we should rephrase that to which of the campers we like best.
Okay,
James.
okay, well...
Yeah, okay.
Dave's technically at the camp, so... let me think. Look, I didn't really connect to too many of the characters. Like, Damien's story with his father, actually, it was kind of like... Oh, wow, like, this isn't a kid's show. Like,
yeah, that was pretty dark.
Yeah.
I was just like, respect Camp Cretaceous, respect. But, yeah, it would have to be him or the athlete girl, because she kind of just vibes. She just does whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really doesn't
She's just
care.
kind of like, why am I here in these situations? I didn't ask for this.
I like her. I like her a lot. But, for me, my favorite character in Jurassic Park has to be Alan Grant. And I'll let you guys in on a little personal secret. I've actually met Sam Neill at a bar.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, no way.
I was just sitting on the bar, mind my own business, taking a sip.
Wait, how old are you?
Just go. My 20s.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. I was drinking mineral water, by the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, guys, don't
Having a
drink.
drink of mineral water. I turn around, I look over my shoulder, and I see a gentleman walk in, and I feel like there's something familiar about him, right?
Oh my god.
But then I look away, I take another sip, and I look back because you don't stare at people. And I do it like 2 more times, and on like the 5th time I look at him, I get the longest time I stared, I recognized who it was, and I nearly fell out of my chair in shock.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Sam Neill's so cool.
And
Yes.
he lives in New Zealand, doesn't he? He's not too far.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Yeah.
He
it was in Sydney.
do just be across the ocean from us.
Yes, but the point is, after waiting 3.5 hours, I got to have a picture taken with him, and he even autographed my menu.
Oh
No
my
way, that's so
God.
cool.
Literally, like I said, I wasn't gonna interrupt him while he was having an interview and a meal, but I waited that long, and he actually agreed. And on his way out, he actually agreed to have a picture taken with me and an autograph. And
Yeah.
didn't even, I said, happy to do it. Even took more than one photo. I
Whoa.
was so happy.
Yeah,
I also really had to use them.
we're all Australian, right? We can all agree how hard it is to get our hands on merchandise from films.
Yes!
I
Oh my
can't
God, what
walk
the hell?
into a single store and find like a Godzilla figure. I have to get it offline. I mean, online.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Australia always gets the least amount of,
Australia doesn't get any attention.
Yes.
And anytime I order something online, it always shows up in the store a week later.
You tell me about it.
Finally,
Legit.
someone understands my plight.
Yeah.
But guys, like, imagine trying to get a Jurassic Park t-shirt for a girl. Like, it's impossible. Like, I have like 2 men's shirts as like Jurassic Park t-shirts because I couldn't find a female version.
I don't see the difference between men and women's t-shirts. Like, they're t-shirts. What's the difference between a man and a woman's t-shirt? They're like the exact same shape.
Oh, okay. Like,
Actually,
a man's one's way tighter.
There is a difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but it is noticeable.
It's tighter. It's much tighter. But yeah.
So do we have
It's
any?
totally worth it though.
Do we have any more Camp Cretaceous stuff to talk about, or should we wrap it up?
No. I think we should give it. I think we should give it a 15 more minutes, and we'll wrap it up.
Yes.
So, my favorite camp character has to be Darius because I just relate to his dinosaur fanatic nature so much because that was basically me constantly spouting off facts about those people who just were not interested at all.
What do we think of the video game you played?
The new online game?
Ooh.
The VR one that he played and he won.
Oh.
Oh, that one.
Would you like to see
That'd be
that?
so cool.
Would you like to see that happen here in the real world?
I would, but I can't afford a VR set.
Yeah, same. But
I would
like,
love it. Yeah.
theoretically, you can afford VR. Would you play this?
I would buy it in a heartbeat. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
I think that is
Good.
super cool.
Maybe I prefer more handhold controller myself. But I will say one thing about it though. It did give us our only glimpse of Rexy of the season, even though it was a virtual reality thing. And
Yeah,
I loved it.
they put Rexy.
yeah,
They
true.
put Rexy in the freaking intro video for every episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
you
like,
notice that she physically appeared outside of that.
yeah, it's like, okay.
Another thing.
I know you're trying to get like general audiences' attentions because they're familiar with T-Rex, but like, okay.
Yeah.
The whole point is that's why I think Rexy will be taking over the Indominus Rex's role in season 2, and also no Triceratops.
Yeah, I found.
Yes, it's the Sinoceratops now, which I found interesting.
Well, I have to admit, I love the Sinoceratops. I think it's both, adorable. Just like every time I see it, I just want to grab a saddle and ride that damn thing.
Speaking of adorable, Bumpy.
With the asymmetrical horns.
Yeah, Dr. Wu don't like asymmetrical.
Well, you know how Wu is about anything that isn't in his control.
Yeah, tell me about it. But Bumpy, I want a big plushy Bumpy.
if we demand it enough, Mattel will make it.
Yes, do it now.
Exactly.
Do it now. I'll stab you.
So that brings to me one thing that I didn't have on my list, but I'd like to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Dr. Wu, do you feel like every time we see him, he's getting more and more villainous?
Exactly.
He's getting so much worse.
But it makes sense because in the books, like if you read the books, he is grumpy. He's not happy with Hammond at all.
And I don't blame him for the shit he goes through in these movies.
Yeah.
That's what by the end of Jurassic World. That's what the second part that's failed him. Like that's the second time his creations have been like. I mean, she says it in the show herself. John Hammond can just walk around there taking all the credit while you sit in your lab and make the dinosaurs. Like.
At the same time, I feel like John Hammond was was always particularly supportive and kind to Henry. I feel like
definitely.
Yeah, there's a difference between Hammond in the books and Hammond in the movies. Hammond in movies seems like the kind of boss you'd actually want to work for.
Oh yeah, you can't make an Attenborough play a horrible character. There's a deleted scene from the original Jurassic Park where Hammond was actually goes up to Nedry, apologizes for how he was talking to him earlier, and actually says that they can renegotiate his payment deal later. And there's meant to be a moment where Nedry is actually contemplating should he be going through with his plan. If Nedry didn't do what he did, how long do you reckon the Jurassic Park would have actually lasted for? You reckon they would have opened up, everything would have been fine? How long do you reckon that could have gone for?
I feel like it could have happened, but I feel like something would have gone wrong.
Yeah. Life finds a way.
Yeah. It wasn't just Nedry sabotage. It only sped up the process. It didn't create it. I mean, take the scene with the Rex in the rain. You know how Rexy can...
We're just going to ignore the massive cliff that just magically appears.
You know how Rexy can reach the fence?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know how we see her actually, touching the electric fence? Something tells me Rexy had been nudging that fence, just waiting for the day the power wasn't off for a while.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in theory, it could have lasted as long as Jurassic World.
In Jurassic Park, I don't see how, it can actually run. I don't see how much people they can...
No.
I don't see, whenever I watch Jurassic Park, I'm like, and they're expecting, thousands of guests here?
Yeah.
You could only...
Because they designed it for 20 people, 20 staff, whereas Jurassic World designed it for, to take as much staff as possible so they can run it properly.
Yeah.
I think that's the big difference.
Yeah, but, we didn't see a resort, but there probably was one. But, even that eating area when she was eating the I reckon you could see... You could sit about 100 people in there at max, but, really? And we only ever saw 2 cars. There might be more, but we only ever saw those 2 cars on the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once again, the park was only in the prototype stage.
Yeah, true.
Yep. The whole idea is you start off with a basic park, you get a couple done, you get some high-ranked people paying their first, and then you slowly begin to expand upon it, improve upon it. Hammond's no expense line runs through. There's a case of you need a steady flow of customers before you can expand to, greater maximum capacity.
Yeah.
Yes. like, how do you think of him going to the dark side?
That smile with the game off.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
He is in the dark side, just
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's that big.
Like, that really took me by surprise. I can understand him but he actually made these animals and he's seen them get sold off. How can he treat his own creations like this?
Good as new.
As for someone who values science.
Well,
I think he didn't get paid enough by Hammond, so now I'm seeing all this money.
Some of that money goes to him.
Sweet dino pic for your
He'd be like, damn, that dinosaur's gone. Oh, it's 90 million, but hey, I get like 50 million of that.
I know, but the thing about it is that we never, like, Wu never gets confronted by Claire or Owen in Fallen Kingdom, and I really wanted a moment where Claire really ripped into Wu for actually betraying her and Maserati, and for what? For money and fame, because he did betray them. He knew exactly what he was doing with the Indominus Rex and conditioned it to break out.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And
I think he's gone stir crazy.
I really wanted a moment where Owen said, I'm sure John Hammond would be very proud of what you've done. And to see a moment where Wu is like visibly uncomfortable, like he actually knows he's gone too far, but he's so wrapped up in his own ego that he's just not going to stop.
I can't remember where I saw it, but there's been like there was a while ago there was leaked images of like the set of Dominion, right? And there was you could like make out this room, but you could just see the walls and like the floor and stuff. And it's the exact it's the exact same as the lab from the original Jurassic Park.
I have.
Yes, you have seen that. I believe it's a flashback, but everyone's thinking it's Grant or something, like flashback into the first time he saw a raptor.
Yeah,
I think it might be Wu. Yeah. It's gonna be like a flashback.
I'm trying to avoid
like,
those kind of things, actually.
It'll be like a flash. It doesn't spoil too much.
No,
It would just be a flashback.
No, it's fine. Like the way you guys are describing it, it's fine. It's just that.
Oh.
Yeah, I see that on Instagram. I'm like, oh my god, you know.
Like I see two possibilities. It's either Alan Grant hears a Blues rap the call in the movie and flashes straight back to the first time he saw a raptor, or it's just Wu and it's like an actual. It's like maybe one of those moments where it's like, Wu, you're on our side or something, and then he flashes back to like when John Hammond was like appreciating him and stuff. Like where he used to be happy and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, I would have really liked a moment, like, one thing with me when I watch villains, because I'm really sick and tired of the villains who believe the ends justify the means, and it feels like Wu's going that way, or the villains who believe, you know, this is your fault, it's your fault, I have to do this, it's not my fault, I'm not the bad guy here, you are.
Yeah.
I kind of want a moment where someone makes a point to Wu when Wu says that, you know, everything that has happened exists because of me. No, it's not. Everything that's happened exists because of Hammond. If you didn't have his money, you would be nothing more than a glorified university teacher.
That would destroy him. He would actually, like... Because he says that all the time. He literally says it all the time.
He would freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like... That's... Like, I feel like we're kind of missing that in movies now, where you actually see the heroes get underneath the villain's skin and see them crack just a little bit.
We didn't realize the horror.
It makes them, you know, a little bit more vulnerable, but it also makes the villains more dangerous because, you know, you've heard them now and they want to make it up.
Screaming.
And you have that in so many films now.
For the vlog.
And Avengers Endgame goes Fantastic Beasts 2. Where it just feels like
welcome to Isla Nublar, campers.
You
are the first kids in the entire world to ever experience
I haven't
the
seen
awesomeness
Fallen Kingdom in a while,
that is Camp Cretaceous.
Do we know what happened
I don't do well on windy roads.
Good.
Yeah, got smashed.
It got smashed.
As our first campers, we've lined up exclusive
one thing
behind-the-scenes tours of Jurassic World, as well as kayaking, rock climbing, obstacle courses, and of course, real dinosaurs!
Out an Indominus Rex tooth from the gyrosphere.
Well, that's true. Where'd that go?
What was that?
Well, I hear, believe it or not, in the fan fiction I've written, he's mentioned that Owen has a particularly odd-looking dagger. Do you want to guess what the dagger's blade is made out of?
Where is everybody?
Don't
There's
spoil
usually
that
someone around.
Hello?
I call it the Indominus dagger.
We're on our own.
Yeah, I'm pretty very
Walk
good at
itself
picking
to the
up on
point.
little things like that.
Because you could keep it like
We're
Alan
team,
Grant kept
or we're
his
nothing at all.
Velociraptor full.
Yeah,
We're in two.
I mean, Owen keeping the T-Rexcellent too a lot better than we keeping the Raptor too.
Is Dominion gonna be the Infinity War where all these characters from all these different films finally meet in the same room?
I hope so.
It's gonna be like that kind of like vibe.
Yeah. And that brings me up with Ian Malcolm, who is your favorite character, Zilla.
Yes.
Once again, they're making it very clear that Ian is still anti-dinosaur.
Yeah,
but one thing I really hope gets brought up in the next movie with Claire, especially, or Maisie, actually pointing out that if... Let's make one thing very clear. The mercenaries were going to the island and they were going to capture the dinosaurs regardless of whether or not they could capture Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Correct? So... When you think about it, if Ian hadn't prevented the DBG from going to the island and, legally rescuing the dinosaurs, Mill's operation would have been discovered and they would have been stopped before they could have ever gotten to the Lockwood Manor.
Oh, yeah,
so
but then we wouldn't have had a movie.
The point is, no matter how you look at it, Ian is actually just as much responsible for what happened, what the dinosaur outbreak as Claire or Eli Mills is. But I don't think he wants to acknowledge that part of his responsibility.
I think Ian's going to be the Karen of dinosaurs.
He is most certainly. He hates them, bro.
He's
Yeah.
like, there's going to be this whole save the dinosaurs, and he's just going to be like, no, guys. Look.
Nope, let them die.
Let them die.
It'll be interesting, though, when he finds out about Maisie, won't it?
Oh, I wonder what he would do, because that would be like...
Just remember, Ian is a man who saved the grandkids of a person he disagreed with, and Ian is he outright says in the first movie, I love kids. I don't think he would approve how Maisie was created, but I still think he would actually view her as a human. It's a case of, like, imagine he's with some people who think that all genetically engineered creatures are monsters and need to be destroyed, and he finds out about Maisie. And the people he's with, one of them actually is about to, outright kill her because of what she is. I can imagine Ian, this is the moment where he turns against him and goes like, what the heck are you doing? He goes, all genetic monstrosities need to be destroyed. Genetic monstrosities? She's a little girl, not a freaking T-Rex.
Yes. Yeah.
We've got so sidetracked. What happened to Camp Cretaceous?
Sorry.
No, it's been a good chat. It's been a good chat, though.
Yeah.
We'll have to do more of these, but just like with different topics, like we can fully talk about this other stuff.
I think for our first podcast, guys, I think this went very well. Sorry if I got us a bit sidetracked.
Oh no, that's good. We still have some good chats. We'll have to talk about these topics another time as well.
It's good.
I'm definitely down for more.
Really had fun tonight.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yes, it was good. I was nervous, but like not anymore.
I thought I was going to be sick.
Yeah.
I was like really nervous. I was like, I'm going to pronounce everything wrong, and I can't wait till like everyone else hears that I've pronounced everything wrong.
You pronounced everything pretty damn well, buddy.
Yep.
I think this was good. So, anyways, we'll wrap it up here, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay.